Hey folks, doing here of None here, taking a look at New World for the first upcoming nights. You probably see a lot of other streamers and YouTubers giving reviews, but here's my take on it. I've already played a bit this afternoon, got the wheels off onto the road and see things around. They're going to take a look at character creation and some of the basics that are going on to it. I'm not going to start with the entire tutorial. That's just kind of long. So we're just going to take a look at a new character creation, and we're going to get onto a character I've already developed at this point here. So first thing, when you come in, you have available regions: east, west, central, etc. Currently I have myself on Inkwell, but you can do any one of these here. As you can see, you also have the population here, and it shows you when you last played. When you start and you do decide to create a character, you can only have one character on this world group. I understand. A bit loud. Sorry about that. That first tutorial kind of gives you an idea that like there's different factions that were coming in here. They decided to go ahead and invade this new area, and it has something like extremely bad or wrong going on with it. So with this one here, you can of course choose male, female, variety of faces. Any skin tone you want. Hairstyles. You can rotate that as well. And of course, choose from any number of colors, including anime style or more realistic. Even though we're playing female, we can also give ourselves a bit of a mustache with hairs coming out of our nose. And it can also be entirely different than the one we have in our head. Now, this is a realistic type of MMO. It doesn't have the standard, what would I call it? Like, it doesn't have like the standard fantasy things to it. It has humans and that's it. You don't get any choices of beast races, elves, gnomes, none of that. Just humans, that's it. Very basic on the appearance. I would hope that when they come out with this, they give more options, or if this is all the options in the start, then offer more options in the game as part of like achievements or something else like that. That would be interesting as well. Also, there's a randomization. Yep, we're going to randomize. You can figure out what you want to do. There are a variety you can choose from. Now, you do not choose a class or anything else like that. Everyone is the same type archetype in this. You choose, you gain things as you work along with your skills and as you level up. There's nothing like a healer class or a tank class. You build that as you go along. So, I'm gonna get out of this real quick. And we're gonna go over to one that I've been playing for a little while. I probably say the style of this is closest to Greedfall. If you remember the RPG, we played it a little while ago. That involved it kind of has a similar plot as well. Colonialists are coming into a hostile environment like this, and people have kind of been corrupted, dealing with things as well. And your job is to try to figure out what's going on. Though we don't have like the... Might be lagging a little bit here because I haven't adjusted the settings to go with streaming just yet. It looks like we're doing okay so far. All right. And my chat might be a little bit big here as well. I'll see if I can adjust that in a bit here. But as you can see, character moving around, etc. Inventory. With this, you get 2 weapons. I have to move this up a little bit here so you guys can see. Just a minute here. I'm gonna move this all the way to the top here so you guys can see it. You won't see the cat, but hey, at least get to see the UI here. So you get 3 weapons, and they're unlocked as you go along. We get the first 2. First one is open just when you start off. Level 5 gives you the second item here. You get some ammo. You get a shield slot. You get some quick slot abilities that you can use. You get various items on top of here as well. Jewelry, amulets, and all that stuff that opens up. And this here, you have an inventory weight limit with this as well. As you can see, I have 250. I believe this increases having satchels. And you also have other ones you can open up as you move along. Character-wise, you have companies, you have factions. This is kind of where the PvP comes in. We'll take a look at that in a little bit, but just that's for what it is for right now. You have attributes. Right now, the meta seems to be Constitution for a lot of players. So that's what we're focusing in. But of course, if they get that balanced out, hopefully there would be more reason to put into strength, dexterity. People also put into intelligence for magic builds, and there's also focus too. Weapon mastery. This is kind of where your whole change of what you do is in here. So you have straight sword, hatchet, warhammer, magic, fire staff and life staff, bow, and musket. As you use these, you get skill points that you can spend, which open up abilities and passives along the way. And each one of these levels up as you use the item. So you don't just raise up on straight sword just like that. No, you have to actually use it, level it up by like killing things in the world, and then you can get these abilities here. That of course is separate from your actual player level, which gets leveled up through various things by crafting, collecting, killing monsters, doing quests, all that stuff. That's what that affects there. Weapon mastery, of course, affects all this other stuff in the passives there. So that also kind of leads to a nice little segue here onto what your class is. There really isn't a class with this. Now, there's crafting, refining, and gathering that can be done with this here. This is also, okay, so to point out as well, we got this as a open preview. It's not, we did not get this key just yet. We didn't order anything at this point here to get this. So we are giving this a fair shake to try it out and see how it works. Weapon mastery or weaponsmithing. You can see as you work along, you can start creating more items. And the only way that you raise these up is by weaponsmithing. You raise armoring up by armoring. You raise up engineering by engineering. See how that works, guys? Smelter. Oh, and we got this through Steam as well. This was given to us by an invite. Cloth. Woodworking. Or stone cutting. Now, stone cutting seems to be the weakest of it. Because I don't see myself using stone blocks that much, but getting all this other stuff here so you can get some gemstones that you can use it in your equipment would be pretty good, though. And you also have gathering, so things like you're gathering various wood, mining, so you can find iron, silver, oil, etc. As we're at 21 now, we can gather silver. And we can also gather oil, but we can't gather gold or any alchemy stones or lodestones at this point. Harvesting. You can see we can gather a lot of this stuff here But until we're like 30, we can't gather magical plants, we can't gather silkweed until 180, and then wire fiber at 250. So you can see there is a grind up on some of this stuff here. So you want to do all of these as you go along. Also, you can also notice that there's also things like the gather at 0. You can gather any of these at 0, right? But you can start tracking these at 25, at 60, at 120, 200, and then 275. So you can track them, see where they are, track, etc. And almost everything in this game is lootable. I'll get into that in a little bit here as well. Quest system is the standard MMO quest system. It's nothing that great. It's not fully voiced. I had hopes in the early beta, or the early start of this, the tutorial, that it was going to have more cutscenes. It has a nice little cutscene in the instanced area, so you can see yourself fighting a boss, and then, like, you know, you get tossed away. But that's it. That was like the only item here. I'm going to see if there's going to be anything else coming up. I'm hoping there is, because that's something I was wanting for a lot of MMOs. It gave me a lot of hope when I saw that, and then maybe it's just got to be added in. Because again, this is a preview, a beta. It's not the full thing yet. So, but if they do add it, I think it would be a great touch to put it above what all the others are. Because right now the quest system is a standard quest system, a bunch of dialogue there that no one's going to read, that you're just going to thumb through because you want to get the experience, coin, and standing as early as possible. And yeah, you can buy it early on Steam if you want to, though I'm just taking a look at it right now. If I ultimately decide to do it, I will. Remember, anything that are in this beta is gone when it comes live. Now, let's take a look at the map and some of the item, or some of the different things here. So, this is a PvP game, and it follows a kind of hybrid between MMO and Rust in the way that it handles. You have to go out, gather resources, gather yourself up, build yourself up, and it's like constant, like, raising. And then, based on that, you're going to have a fort that you're going to have to build up using those resources that you've gathered, and as well as defending it using your crew, which have hopefully leveled up through all that stuff. Doing that will hopefully get you other benefits in the area. Shoot, no. Well, this is rewards and all that stuff. I don't remember where I can see the standing here. It has it here. Here we go. So here's the tax info here, and this is kind of why you want to own territory here. As you can see here, the property tax is 5%, trade tax is at 25%, campfire crafting fee is at 3x, and refining fee is at 3x. That's kind of high comparatively to its normal thing. That money is going over to governed by the bad company, so I'm gonna guess it's getting sent over to them to manage their stuff. If you go ahead in this, take their fort, you can then own that area and then, you know, manage your serfdoms to hopefully get more resources to help better defend your area. Kind of cool concept. I like that kind of feature to it as well. And also because this is a starting area, bad company took it over and then everyone wants them out because they have everything taxed so high. So that kind of leads into like a politics game where, yeah, you can have a great big guild or what they call companies here taking it over, but if you're really crappy with the way that you're handling your taxes and your fees, that means that they are then going to revolt against you and probably join another faction just to take it over, just to lower those fees. Storage on this is also seems to be per area, so we get a storage area in each one of these areas, and PvP is flaggable as well. Another reason you want to hold onto an area is you get territory standings with each one of these here, which I can't exactly show. How can I show this? Summit storage. Okay, that shows that. You can recall to an inn, you can fast travel. Fortunately, I'm still learning some of this here as well. Okay, well, this shows you here, Everfall. You're standing here, your bonuses. Yeah, I'm getting more for my storage, my experience gain, my gathering, based on those previous levels. As you can see, the UI is not the greatest. It's cutting off part of that there. We can buy territorial reward based on our standing as we go up in these levels. There's also corruption events that you want to farm up. Couple filters to that. Resource locations. Kind of shows you like what's in these areas. Now, let's take a look at smelting a little bit, for example. So we take wood here, craft it. Yep. Take one of those, that's going to get us a little bit more. Then we go to our ingots here. Sorry, our standard, we have precious ingots, which are silver, gold, platinum. And then we have our standard crafting stuff here. So we want to do crafting. We got one of the charcoal. I have to go find oil, and I take all those iron ingots and I craft them up. Star, of course, requires steel, star metal. And then orichalcum requires orichalcum, star metal, and sand flux. So each level of this kind of feeds into the next level for that. Engineering kind of works with bows and muskets. Again, we have 3 different range things, which include magic, bow, musket. We have fletching and cartridges and gunpowder. Charcoal is needed for that, and then also fire motes as well to get that. But I'm not quite sure where we have to get fire motes. You can see here we have to have some gunpowder to make bullets, iron arrows, which are what I use typically for when I use bows. And this isn't, and also I should put a thing out there. This isn't just to make 1 arrow. This is to make 25 arrows. You have to use 5 ingots, 5 timber, 5 feathers. I haven't done a whole lot of guns yet. I might do most of the stream with guns just to take a look at it. But doing bows mostly. Bows are pretty fun on this. But a lot of the combat here is actually first-person shooter type. I don't agree with some of the way it's handling. I kind of wonder if there's some lag involved as well. Also on top of this, there are furnishings on top of this that kind of go with getting your own house. Again, you gotta adjust the settings here. I ran this earlier without using OBS. Woodworking Shop. This is basically where we take our raw lumber and make it into planks. Here's where we make our shields. Since I need to anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and make a steel pickaxe. Or not a steel one. I'm going to make an iron one here. Actually, I'm going to hold off on that. I remembered as well that this takes Azeroth, which I don't have a huge idea where I get that. Actually, I think I can craft it without that, right? Let's craft it and see. See, that's going to raise up my level. Standard mechanics, really. Yeah, okay. Iron. Pickle. You can see that's going to bring up my gather speed. That's some of the basics right there. There's no PvP until you flag for it. Again, jittery is because we're running OBS on this right now. We're running looms. Get the linen. You get linen, and of course, linen to get satin. Silk requires satin and some silk. Same as the others. Everything kind of requires the previous tier to get it. So there's always use for every material that you use. There's different tiers that you can get with your crafting as well. I've not quite learned the difference between each one of these here. Between the duelist. Duelist is kind of light, medium, moderate, and light as well. I don't know. Like, you got 2 light sets here, and then you got 2 medium sets, comparatively to other things here. In addition to that, this is also where you make your jewelry. You're gonna have to have silver ingots, gold, platinum, and orichalcum on top of that as well. You have a tannery here. You can see you take this, upgrade your, or refine your rawhide. I should also mention here as well, you notice the bottom here? You're crafting, you're getting a tax of 1.08. I don't see why they don't just raise up the gold cost, but it is what it is, I guess. See if I can show where my gold is. Like, here's my gold, and for some reason I have 59.6 gold. Like, most other games I know would just go ahead and get rid of the decimal there and make this okay. You've got 59,000 gold and 160, and it's going to cost you 160 gold to do something. Like, the point doesn't make sense to me. Cooking is extremely important in this game, as well as alchemy, and part of the reason for that is you do not regenerate health normally in this. You have to feed, and you have to have health potions to get any health back. If you don't have it, you're probably going to be dead because you're going to have a war of attrition on things. You can see everything takes in different parts here. So we kill turkeys to get poultry, and then we use herbs that we collected and nuts to make a herb crusted poultry, cranberry, sweet and spicy. Also, the tier that also matters here is the kitchen tier 2. And if I head out of here, because somebody's probably doing a camp. Yeah, see, people are doing camps right on the road there because they're doing all the newbie quests right now. Look at them all. You have limited stuff that you can do on the road with campsite sites, but if I needed to get something done real quick, like a flint pickaxe or something like that, because my iron one broke, you do it here. You can do some basic fletching, iron arrows, and flint arrows, but it's not as efficient as doing it at the workbench. You can also make a wood straight sword if you needed to, for whatever reason. And also do some coatings, which you can basically use to get extra damage on enemies. But you can notice here, like your health recovery stuff you can also make. You can also make some curatives here as well, using herbs and water to get some healing drops. Note that while I'm outside of town, I do not have access to my storage. So anything I craft out here is coming directly out of my inventory. If I come back inside of here, anything I was crafting is now just available from there. Also, notice it tells you there as well what the rates are, and also gives you an indication like this is medium, extremely high, or just moderate. So here's arcane. You have fire staffs here, life staffs. Life staffs are kind of like the healer. This is the alternate way to heal yourself as well. So if you don't want to keep tinctures and other things around, you can use that. You can make various healing potions using herbs and all that stuff. Antidote poisons, burn palms, shock, disease cures, which might be more important later on. Encumbrance potions, which I might want to get. Because sometimes you just loot too much. And if you loot too much and you go over that weight limit here, like right now I'm at 54 out of 250. If I go over that weight limit, I'm going to start, I'm basically going to start going slow. I can't dodge roll, I can't use abilities, etc. And at one point when I hit a certain level, I just can't move at all because I'm just too encumbered. You can also sell things, but it's a player-only market. There's no NPCs to sell stuff off to. So everything that anything that I gather and I want to sell, I can sell here. I can also buy things here as well, as you can see. I can also see how my orders are doing. As you can see, everyone's trying to make a bit of money right now. But you can see I have 591 coins. I don't know why anyone's paying this much for any of these here. Now, everything on this is based on a cooldown of some type or some type of, what would I call it? Like something you have to wait for, basically. And what you're basically doing with a lot of your upgrades is making it so you don't have to wait as long for things, basically. Like you get faster crafting time, faster harvest time, faster run speeds, etc. That all goes into various... Oh, I don't think you get faster run speed. Maybe just faster regens of things. Now, we just crafted some steel stuff. Some iron stuff, I should say. But we no longer need this other stuff, right? So what are you going to do? Well, it doesn't really make sense to sell it because we're not going to sell it on the market anytime soon. So what we're going to do is go ahead and salvage it. So now we have all steel items there to handle our stuff. And we'll put that flint in there, and we should be all set. Let me adjust the settings here. Key bindings you can adjust as well. Though if you're doing the tutorial, I do recommend do not touch any of this here because the tutorial will lock up and refuse to go forward until you do the right abilities here. So do the first tutorial and wait till you're out of that area before you mess around with your settings. Gameplay, you can change your sensitivity. There is no mods, no add-ons, no anything really that you can work on top of this here. They are supposedly not allowing it. A big thing about this game is PvP. So I'm gonna guess that that's because they don't want to have somebody working add-ons or any type of like UI changes that will give people an advantage that require them to download it. Visuals, field of view. I think I'm gonna up the field of view maybe a little bit. Go to 60. I'm gonna show the FPS for this here. Turn the shadow details though. Language filter, we're gonna turn that off, because why the fuck not? Bandwidth mode, low. Opt out of analytics report. Survey on exit. Communication. There is voice over IP. If you want to turn that off, you can do it here as well. Accessibility, color blindness, which is a nice feature. Most people should have that. Text size is nice for people that are old like me and can't read easily anymore. Text to speech, which is interesting. Text to speech volume, text to speech rate, speech to text. Go to contact. Oh, I do like the terms of use and service here that they put out there. Of course, it opens a thing here. Anti-cheat disclosure. This is all opening with new web pages, but when I first came into this game for the first time, it basically told me straight out, like, we do not tolerate any cheating. Anyone who's going ahead and doing anything that's bad, don't do it. If you do, then you're going to be in trouble and you're not going to be allowed into our stuff. Nice. Just so short, simple. It made it really clear if you're doing anything that you're not supposed to, don't do it. And it was a lot better or nicer than like the long list of like, you will hereby follow this contract to the letter. State, paragraph 1, section 2 of page 500. No one reads that stuff half the time. Straight, easy to read. Don't do this, you're gonna get in trouble. Don't do this, you're gonna get in trouble. Short, sweet, and if you want more details, click on this link. All right, let us try go out and see if we can kill some stuff here and look at some of the various things. FPS is a bit better. As you can see, it's going up and down. But that's not my FPS there, is it? Oh no, it's on the upper right. I was looking at the upper left. 40 to 30 while I'm also doing... I'm doing this on a 170 while also single box streaming it on a single box streaming this on a 170 with NVEC encoding. So I don't think it's too bad. We also got a lot of people in the area, so I think it's okay. It is a little bit choppier than what I had before. Here we go. Ow. Oh, okay. I keep on doing abilities. I'm like using 2 and 1 because that's what I have it for ESO. In this case, you have 1, 2, and 3 to swap your weapons, and you have 3 abilities. Seems kind of low, but you have a lot of stuff that you do with this here too. Verbs, as you can see here. Simple grab. Life bloom. We do not have the skill, so we cannot use it. It gives you a thing there saying like, hey, you can't use this right here. Abilities do have cooldowns. There is no resources to cast abilities either. So it's really gear independent about what you do. And like I said as well, I kind of disagree with the aim sometimes. I mean, even when I lead the target and I think I hit it and I see it go straight through. See, I don't even think I was hitting it there. It hit it back there, but I was saying there. I think that's part of the issue with an MMO doing first-person shooting. But there's not much I can do about that. And I'm dropping frames like a mofo here. Hemp. Yeah, I think if you're going to stream this, you're probably going to have a better graphics card. I'm going to go ahead and turn off base rig for now and see if that helps things. Yeah, that helped a lot there. I think face rig running at the same time was giving it a bit of a pain. Also, it's open loot as well, which I don't know if I like or hate. Like, there's no, like, claiming of loot in part of this. I kind of like the MMOs where you can, like, I get something, you get something. If I'm gonna have... See, that hit, but... You can hear it hit. Any animals you can go ahead and harvest like that. But I think if you're going to make it so that anyone can harvest anything that's there, they probably should make it so it's not available to everyone to do, you know? Well, what should I say there? Either make it so it's instance and only I can loot it for a short time after I've killed it, or make it so that if I kill somebody else or I go harvest somebody else, it flags me for PvP. Because I want to be able to stop the guy who's like going up and like stealing all the stuff that I'm killing and harvesting it while I'm in the middle of something. Turkey. Turkey, turkey, turkey. I will say the other issue I think I have here is I want to change this text thing around here. The height of it. Oh, since I can't change any, I might as well keep it on. Yeah, I'd much rather prefer like ESOs where I can like, I don't want to have that much used. That's a shot to the head. Got the body. Got the turkey. The deer's just gonna freak out for a while. But since everything is lootable in this, it's also a pain in the ass sometimes. I think I dropped a few more frames there as well. Now you notice that I've been wandering around here this entire time, took a little bit of damage. I'm still not healed up, right? Eat a ration. And now I will slowly regen health. Or I could use a bandage, or I could use some potions to heal myself as well, or use a life thing, which I have not done yet, actually. The delay between when I release, okay, to explain how I do the bow, you gotta right click to zoom in, and you gotta click, and then release. You can get headshots with anything ranged, which would lead to more damage. But there's a delay between when you release and when it actually fires. And there's also travel time for the ammo too. So it does take a little bit to get used to. I think I want to try a gun next just to see what the difference is on some of that. But I think I'm going to have to craft up some stuff on that. What you doing, huh? Huh? What you doing? You getting me? Oh shit, you can get up here. ESO on first release and ESO now. How good is it? Different games. I think this is an interesting game. Again, a hybrid between like a Rust game and an MMO game. I would not get this I would not get this so far from the quests that I've seen, and I would not get this for the complexity of skill. It would be primarily for like a PvP aspect of things. Ow. Can I move? No. Damn. Oh, damn. Angry kitty. Yep. Can I change weapons, please? Got him. Damn, these things hurt. Hey, Freya, what's up, man? Hope you're having a good night. How many of these I have to do? I have to do 3 more. Oh no. Oh yeah, I was super hurt there. But better now. Nope. I'm too used to like going in and having the ability available when I can actually hit something with it. Ow. Do you think you enjoy this? If you didn't go into PvP, maybe. I don't know if you'll enjoy the story. Because I don't think this game really focuses on story. Yeah, it has a story to it. It's just not a I don't know, ESO has a bit more. What the fuck? Pretty good once I learned what the mechanics are on that one. Use your shield block. He kept on breaking it whenever I used it. It's better if I dodge, it seems. I think it's about time we called it. Interesting game. We'll work on getting a little bit of faction up here. Raising other things up right now. Sorry. Right now, it also seems for anyone who's playing, Constitution seems to be the biggest one. If you don't have a lot of health, you cannot take on some of those higher end bosses. Even with the high end, like dexterity or strength to kill them faster. Like there's some enemies that just bullet shields. If you can't take a hit, you're dead. Very interesting trading system, which I do like. Weapon mastery I also like as well. Let's see how it goes long term though. Be very interested to see. But we got a few more days of this. I might try playing a little bit more of this tomorrow.